Hi, Professor Garback here with lesson 4.2. We're asked to find if k equals 3 is a zero of that function. So far, the only method we know is to put 3 in for the variable to see if that balances the equation, yes or no. So if we do that carefully, we're going to have 2 times, that's going to be 27, minus 5 times 9, minus 33, minus 10. I have to see if that equals 0. To be a 0 means it makes a value of 0 when you put x equal to that value. So it's going to be 54 minus 45. I don't think so. It's 54 minus 45 minus 33 minus 10. Now this is already 9. 9 minus 33 is negative 24 minus 10, so it's not a 0, I would say. So in that last problem, the answer is definitely confirmed to be no, it's not a 0, because when we plugged it in, we got negative 34. So they actually asked for that value and type it in the box there. Now this question is asking us to make a polynomial with the second degree with these zeros, negative 6 and 1, and as x goes to negative infinity, then y goes to negative infinity. So we have to construct it, so we just do it backwards. So if we know negative 6 is a 0, then we know x plus 6 is a factor. And if x equals 1 is a 0, that means x minus 1 is a factor. So we're going to multiply those out. We're going to get x squared plus 5x minus 6. That gives us a polynomial. But we have to make sure that as x goes to infinity, as x goes to negative infinity, y goes to negative infinity. That's what they want. So unfortunately, when we do it right now, when we put in, sorry, that's a terrible infinity. When we put in infinity and negative infinity here, that's going to be positive. This whole thing's going to be positive. So as x goes to negative infinity, y goes to positive infinity, so it doesn't work. But if we put a negative in front there, that automatically makes the whole thing negative. So now, as x goes to infinity, this whole part right here is going to be positive, right? Because anything squared is positive. But then this negative makes that whole thing negative, okay? So it starts out being positive. But then this negative that we put in front, we make that happen. We create it. So it's going to be a big negative, and then this plus 5x minus 6 is not going to matter, so the whole thing's going to go to negative infinity. So that now it works. As x goes to negative infinity, y now goes to negative infinity. Y being the answer after we plug it in. There you go. All right, the next problem asks us to divide two polynomials. And the first method that we're going to learn is polynomial through long division, polynomial long division. So what we need to do is only look at the first term here. All right, so the first term, this is 2x cubed into 10x to the fifth. That's what we need to look at. So we divide that in, and that goes in 5, and then x squared times, right? And so I'm going to give you an acronym to help you do this. It's going to be DMSB, and that stands for divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Okay, that's an acronym to help you with that. So after we divide, we multiply. So we're going to multiply out here and out here using the distributive property. So that's going to be 10x to the fifth minus 25x to the third. And we stop, we see we have a problem here. We don't have an x to the third, so that's going to be a problem. All right, so hold on a second. What we're going to do is we have to write that in the right column. Okay, so when we do that, we're going to write down minus 15x to the third. It has to be in this column because we cannot subtract fourths from thirds. All right, so now we subtract. All right, and that's going to give us that's going to give us 0 here. We subtract, so we did divide, we did multiply, now we do subtract. And we subtract here 0, what's going to be 0x to the fourth, so it's going to be 2x to the fourth when we subtract. And to bring down our next term there would be negative 29 minus negative 15, that's going to become plus 15. So that's going to be negative 14x to the third. Okay, so we did all 4 cycles. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Now we repeat that process, okay? So now again we go leading term, okay? Now we have 2x to the third into 2x to the fourth. We do that and it goes in x times plus x. So we have to divide, so now we multiply, divide, multiply down this way, make sure we line up terms in the right columns. So x times 2x to the third is 2x to the fourth. And x times negative 5x going down is negative 5x squared. So that goes here, negative 5x squared goes here. So notice I don't put that underneath the cube because that's not going to line up. We subtract. This is going to be a 0. This is going to give you negative 14x to the third. And we have negative 5x, so we have 0x squared here. So 0 squared minus negative 5x squared is going to be plus 5x squared. Okay, so now we repeat the process again if we can. So what do? We say, okay, now we have 2x to the third into negative 14x to the third. Yes, we can do it again. We can do it negative 7 times. Okay, so negative 7. And then so we did divide again. Now we do multiply again. Okay, DMSB. We go down here and we multiply negative 7. We're going to get negative 14x to the third. And then negative 7 times negative 5x is going to be negative 35x. Make sure I put that in the right column. Okay. So it's going to be negative 35x. And we subtract. When we do that, this is going to be 0. Now we have 5x squared and 0x squared. It's going to be 5x squared. And then we have minus 35x. Do we have anything else to bring down? Yes, we do. 10x. So we have to bring down 10x. So we bring down 10x. I think it was positive 10x. So now we can't divide anymore. So since we can't divide anymore, our whole number of our answer, okay, is this right here. So our answer is going to be 5x squared plus x minus 7. And then this is our remainder down here. If we have stuff left over down here, that's our remainder. So just like mixed numbers, when we divide, it's going to be plus 5x minus 35x plus 10x. And we always divide by our divisor, what we're originally dividing by, which is this term right here. So that becomes our denominator of our remainder. So it's going to be 2x cubed minus 5x. So that's our whole number part of our answer, our quotient. That's our quotient right there. And this right here is our remainder. Don't forget, we have to put the divisor in the denominator of our remainder. And that goes down here, all right? The other method that we can use to divide polynomials is called synthetic division. It's when we can take away these little variables to just deal with the numbers themselves. The important thing is that if I have any missing powers, I have to put a 0 for those missing powers, like this one down the end, the missing constant. So what we do is, if 4 is a 0, so we're going to divide whatever makes this denominator 0, that's the number that goes on the outside. There's much colors here. So we're going to put a 4 on the outside. Okay, so it's whatever number makes the denominator 0, that's the number that goes on the outside. Okay, and the numbers on the inside are all the coefficients. So 4, first one's going to be 3, next one's going to be negative 14. Next coefficient there is going to be positive 12. The next coefficient there is a negative 15, and then a negative 4, and then 0. Don't forget, if there was a missing power here, you'd have to put a 0 in its place down here, otherwise this would not work. In this case, we have all of them except for the last one. We do need it there, though. Now, here's how it works. First, you just drop the first number. Always drop the first number. That's going to be 3. Then, we multiply diagonally. 4 times 3. And what do we get? 12. We put that up here. And instead of subtracting, we combine. So we have negative 14 and a 12. That combines to a negative 2. And again, we multiply diagonally here. We get negative 8. We put that up here. Combine 12 and negative 8, and we get 4. Multiply diagonally again. We get 4 times 4. That's 16. Combine that again, and we get 1. We have 4 times 1. We get 4. We combine negative 4 and positive 4. That's 0. 4 times 0 is 0. We put that 0 here, and we get 0. If we get 0 at the end, that means there is no remainder. So our final answer, we have to make sense of what this answer means. Very important, okay? So this is our remainder, always in this order. Remainder, last term, after last column. Constant is the term to the left of that. then the first degree, second degree, third degree, fourth degree, or power. So in this case, I think it was x's, right? So it's going to be, these are our coefficients, so it's going to be 3x to the fourth minus, minus 2, okay, minus 2x to the third degree, okay, positive 4 is next, plus 4, again, this is the power, x squared, okay, plus 1, 1x to the first is 1x, and then 0, so we don't need to have that, plus 0, and we don't have a remainder, so our final answer is going to be 3x to the fourth minus 2x to the third plus 4x squared plus x. The next problem here calls for a long division. So remember, it's DMSB, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So we divide 2x squared in leading term into the leading term here. It's going to be 2x squared. We divide it now, we multiply. So we're going to get 4x to the fourth plus, looks like 4x squared. Remember to put that in that column when we subtract. Now we subtract, it's going to be 0 here. We're going to get negative 10x to the third. And then, what's that, 4, right? So that'll be 6 plus 6x squared. Okay. We can bring down, we don't really need to bring that down yet, so, but we should, because it's b, plus 2x. And so we did m, we did s, we did b. So now we're back to division again. So we divide leading term 2x squared into negative 10x to the third. That goes in negative 5x times. So we did divide, now we multiply. Multiply down, distributive property. It's going to be negative 10x to the third. And then it looks like minus 10x. That goes over here. Okay, make sure to line everything up in the right column. This is going to be 0. You're going to subtract. This is going to be 6x squared. 2x minus negative 10x is going to be plus 12x. Be careful. With long division, we subtract. 2x minus negative 10x is plus 12x. Okay, and then you bring down a 1. So now we have the 1 there, and can we divide again? Yes, we can, because we can have 2x squared into 6x squared, and that goes in 3 times. Multiply down, so we divide, now we multiply. 3, it's going to be 6x squared, and then plus 6, which goes over here. So we subtract, we're going to get 12x. 1 minus 6 is negative 5. Now we can't divide any further because 2x squared is not going to 12x, so we can't do that. So 12x minus 5 is the numerator of our remainder. So our whole part of our answer is going to be, our quotient, sorry, is going to be this 2x to the third. Okay, right there. So we have 2x to the third minus 5x plus 3. That's a whole number value of our answer, our quotient. And the remainder is, and you say plus, so if it's positive, you put plus. 12x minus 5, it was negative, we put minus, over our divisor, which is 2x squared plus 2, so that goes over here, plus 2x squared plus 2, that's our dividend, okay, that's our dividend. That's our denominator of our remainder, so that's our whole entire answer right there. Okay, that's our quotient, this is our remainder over here. Okay, we're asked to find a polynomial whose the answer is -2, -1, and 3, and it has to go through 4 items. So we work backwards, write the factors, and multiply them 2 at a time. We're going to get x squared plus 3x plus 2. And you have to multiply that times x minus 3. And when you do that, you're going to get x to the third minus 3x squared plus 3x squared minus 9x plus 2x minus 6. You can get rid of these guys. You're going to have x to the third minus 7x minus 6. But then they add that a 4 must yield an 8. So if I put a 4 in here, I'm going to get 64 minus 28 minus 6. So I'm going to get a 30. Okay, so in order to get a 30, I'm supposed to get an 8. So I really need 8/15ths of this. So 8/30ths of this, sorry, which makes 4/15ths. So I have to multiply this polynomial by 4/15. So my final answer is going to be 4/15 times x to the third minus